Keep watching this video till the end. You will know about some such punishments given in history which you might have never heard. Friends, it is said that history has been very cruel to criminals. This seems to be true. Now just look at this device. This device, which looks like a nose pin, is called the Chowk Pier. It started in France in 1626 when a thief named Polly entered the house of a husband and wife to steal. But when the thief did not find anything in that house, he killed the husband and wife with this device. Later the thief was caught, and when the king came to know about this device, he first punished this thief with this device and later included it in the list of punishments. To punish the criminal, the Chowk Pier was inserted into his mouth or anus, and when it was rotated from behind, it started opening. Now you can understand what happened to the criminal with this device. In fact, this device was also used to punish women. Women who got married or had illicit relations were inserted in the vagina of that woman, and then it was rotated from behind. Number 2. It was about 850 BC. There was a Bassa in Syria whose name was Asu Hazarpal-Ditya. He used to punish criminals in many ways. One of those punishments was flying. This Bassa used to keep some special people with him who used to skin the criminals. Those special people of the king were given training so that when they skin the criminal, they do it in such a way that the criminal does not die quickly and he himself sees the skin being peeled off. After that, the skin of that criminal was hung at the crossroads of the city so that people would see it and never think about the crime. Number 3. This punishment, called Impala, started in 1772 BC. It is about Europe, where a woman killed her husband because she loved another man. Later, to punish this woman, a stick was sharpened and she was made to sit on this pointed stick. Due to the weight of the body, this pointed stick would enter the body and come out from the top. You can imagine what would have happened to the criminal in this. But the truth is that, friends, such punishments were very common in history. Number 4. Coffin punishment. This punishment was given in Europe to those people who were accused of this blasphemy. The criminal was put in a small cage in which the criminal could neither stand nor sit properly. After that, this cage was tied to a pillar or tree in the middle of the city in public and hung. The criminal would sit in this cage for days and would die due to hunger and thirst, but it would take days or even weeks. Now it is also said that after the death of the criminal, the cage was left there and later the birds would eat his body. This punishment was also to create fear in the minds of people so that they would not commit crime. Number 5. Man catcher. Till the 18th century it was also used in wars. This catcher was made of iron with a round wheel having nails on it. It was made very long so that it could be put around the neck of the enemy in war and he could be thrown down from the horse. However, it does not seem that after putting this around the neck, a man catcher would survive. Man catcher is still used in China and Japan to catch criminals, but now there are no nails on its round wheel. Number 6. The breaking well. In the 6th-7th century in Europe, when a man committed a crime, a fair was organized in the middle of the city to punish the criminal, in which there was a huge crowd of people. After that, the criminal was tied to a round wheel and then he was rotated. At that time, the people of Europe also believed that if the criminal tied to the wheel comes loose while rotating and falls down, then they believe that God has saved him, and that is why he was let off. Number 7. Thumb screw. This punishment was given to those criminals who did not accept their crime. This punishment started in the 15th century and continued till the 18th century. In this punishment, the fingers and thumb of the criminal were tightened inside the thumb screw and then it was tightened further. It is said that the criminal was in so much pain that he could last for 1 or 2 minutes and confess his crime. But later these fingers became useless for life. Number T. Harry take fork. This punishment started in America in 1478. It was a very slow punishment in which an iron device was tied around the neck of the criminal. This device was pointed from both sides, due to which the criminal could not move his head either up and down or left or right. This punishment was given to those criminals who were either accused of this slander or were black women. It is said that this device made of iron would enter inside the body of a person and slowly the person would die. This would cause a lot of pain to the criminal. If he would move his body even a little, the sharp parts of the device would start piercing his body. It was in 358 BC that a king named Jar Jar II ruled Iran. A soldier of his army had killed the brother of the king. That is why the king ordered that the soldiers of this army should get the harshest punishment. Later, a man from the royal court found a new way to punish him. First of all, that soldier was fed milk and honey, and later he was locked in a coffin, but his head Hands and feet were kept outside and milk and honey were poured on them too. After that, that soldier was left in the forest in this condition. Now, because of milk and honey, ants and insects started crawling on the body of that soldier. They started getting addicted to it and they started eating the body of the young man with milk and honey. Now you can imagine how much pain he must have suffered. It is said that the young man remained alive for many days and later he died. Number 9. Immortal punishment. In this punishment, nothing is done to the criminal. Rather, he is tied up tightly in a basement and alone. Neither is he given any food nor does he see any human being. Now, due to being alone, the criminal becomes insane and it is said that after many weeks, he dies. Hody number 10. Auto de fe. In the 16th century, a priest of the Catholic Church named Justo Takayama changed many rules in Christianity and he used to tell people to follow the new rules instead of the old rules. Now it is said that some people followed the new rules, but those who followed the old rules were punished by this priest. First of all, those people were brought in front of the crowd and tied to a pillar. After that, they were beaten with a coal rod and later, a fire was lit near their feet. Now it is said that this fire burned very little, due to which the person had to suffer for a long time and later he died. All this was done in front of the crowd so that people would start following the new rules. Number 11. Spanish donkey. In 1860, when the Civil War was going on in America, the American Union Guards used to force prisoners to confess their sins. For this, they used to give them this punishment. In this, a thick piece of wood was made triangular and then a nail was put on the top of the wood and a man was made to sit on it and a weight was tied to his feet. Now due to the weight, the nail would enter the body of that man, which is said to make the person tell the truth very quickly. But the man who was given this punishment was not able to stand on his feet for the rest of his life. That is why many prisoners would tell the truth just by seeing this punishment. Number 12. Lynching. This punishment was given in China in the 9th century, in which the criminal was tied at one place and then a man would make cuts on the body of that man with a blade. It is said that those cuts were very small. That is why this punishment is also called 1,000 cuts. In this, the criminal would suffer a lot and later he would be killed. By the way, later this punishment was also given in Vietnam and Korea. I hope you liked the information given in the video. If you liked the video, then please like the video and subscribe to this channel.